In today's video, I'm going to attempt to put together a small form factor entry-level gaming PC for less than $200. This can be used for everyday basic tasks as well, like office work and watching YouTube videos and stuff like that. It could also be used as a home theater PC or even a NAS or a file server. The base of this is yes in Optiplex. I think I got a really good deal on this. This is an Optiplex 5060 small form factor. It's got an i5 8500, 8 gigs of RAM, and a 256 gig SSD. I picked this up on eBay for a total of only $70 with shipping. It was an auction for $49.99. No one had bid on it, which kind of surprised me actually. So I placed a bid for the $49.99. I then actually increased my bid a little bit to $60 in case someone tried to bid on it at the last minute, but no one did. And I was the winner. So I won this for $49.99 plus 20 bucks for shipping, so $70 total. So of course I'll be doing some upgrades here. I'll be adding a GPU, some extra RAM, and for the hard drive, like I said, it comes with a 256 gig SSD, which will get you by, but that will fill up rather quickly. So I will add a bigger hard drive, but that is only going to be optional. So when I remove the side panel, here's what it looks like on the inside. Looked pretty clean, a little dusty, but not too bad actually. So with only 8 gigs of RAM, gaming will be challenging. You will need at least 16 gigs minimum. I actually have these two 4 gig sticks lying around that I'm going to be adding to the PC. But if I didn't have these and I needed to purchase them, I could pick these up for probably around 16 bucks. Now I have a bunch of low profile GPUs, but I wanted to try a GPU that I've never tried before. So I got this low profile GTX 1050 Ti. It's got 4 gigs of GDDR5, and I've always felt until recently these were overpriced. But I got this one for 85 bucks on eBay. With the shipping, the total was $92. The 1650, I was going to try to get that, but I feel like it's still overpriced, or I would have gotten that. Okay, so let's go ahead and install these upgrades. Now, like I said, you could just use this 2.5-inch SSD as a good starting point drive, but eventually you would want to upgrade to have more storage for games. So I'm actually going to just put in an NVMe drive in a moment here. So that's why I'm just unplugging this hard drive. And now I'm just going to remove this to have access to add more RAM and add that NVMe drive. And we'll just go ahead and install those two extra RAM sticks. And here's where I'm going to install my NVMe drive. And I actually have a 2 terabyte hard drive, so I'm going to have plenty of room for games on that hard drive. And here's how it looks like installed, so that hard drive is ready to go. I did put on some fresh thermal paste on the CPU as well. I just forgot to record that. So now all I have to do is install the low profile GPU. The 1050 Ti is a dual card slot, so I need to install it on this shorter black slot. Unfortunately, the longer PCIe slot is too close to the power supply. And by the way, the power supply is only 200 watts. And as you can see, it fits perfectly in there, so we are pretty much good to go. Now, before I start trying out some games, let's review what I got here. The Optiplex cost me 70 bucks. It has an i5 8500, which means it qualifies for Windows 11. If I want to install it on here, no problem. I don't have to worry about doing any workarounds to get Windows 11 installed. The GTX 1050 Ti was $92. I had the extra RAM lying around already, but if I needed to purchase some, it would have cost me about 16 bucks. So a total of $178. Now, like I said, additional hard drive upgrade is optional, but yeah, eventually you would need some extra hard drive space. Okay, so first thing I did was run a Geekbench test, and I got a single core score of 1046, multi-core score of 4322. Then what I did is I ran the Heaven benchmark, and we got a score of 1661 and an FPS of 65.9. Not too bad. Okay, first game I tried was Minecraft. We got fancy graphics on, 12 chunks, 1080p. Now I do have the FPS set to max out at 120, and you see we're almost hitting that here, and you know, perfectly playable, looks good. Temps are good as well. I do feel there is some screen tearing here and there, but I'm sure if I kind of tweak the settings I could eliminate that. And here's the benchmark test for Shadow of the Tomb Raider. This is on 1080p medium settings.
¡Hey! ¡Cuidado, niños!
And I got an average FPS here of 38, and I'm sure if I dropped it down to low, I could squeeze out a few more FPS. And the benchmark score for Forza Horizon 5, this is on the medium preset. I got 39 FPS, and this is at 1080p. And then when I dropped it to low, it went up to 45 FPS. And here we have Street Fighter 5. This is on the medium settings, and as you can see, I'm getting a solid FPS of 60 here.
Take this! Take this!
Alright, here's Doom Eternal, Ultra settings, 1080p, and as you can see, when there's a lot of action going on, it really struggles to even get to 30 FPS here. Alright, and now here I dropped the settings to medium settings, and you guys, you can see the FPS does improve quite a bit, but it's still really all over the place with all the action going on the screen. And here's Spiderman Remastered. This is on the very low settings on 1080p. And next up we have GTA 5. This is on the high settings, and again, just over 70 FPS here.
My car, you damn moron!
Okay, here's Fortnite. This is on medium settings, and it's trying to stay at 60 FPS, but I think this is just Fortnite. You know, sometimes it'll go over 60 FPS, sometimes it'll get a little under. And here's Fortnite in performance mode. As you can see, getting well over 100 FPS here. So for under $200, I think this is a great little PC when you think about it. My temps never got too crazy while playing games. If I want to upgrade down the line, I can throw in an i7-8700 in here. And for the GPU, I could do an RX 3050. The games I tried were very playable in my opinion. You know, these 8th gen systems are really coming down in price, so keep an eye out for them. They're great because you don't have to worry about upgrading to Windows 11. You know it'll work on these 8th gen systems. So let me know your thoughts on this PC in the comments below. Did you think I get a good deal? Have you ever gotten similar deals like this one? So that's going to do it for this video. Please hit that like and subscribe button. I would appreciate it. Thanks for watching.